The 10 most dangerous chemicals in cigarettes and what they will do to you. We've all seen people smoking at some point. Some of you watching this right now may be smoking, or just came back from a smoke break, or be planning to take a smoke break soon. You may have even quit smoking and not had a cigarette since then, and well done if that's the case. Or like me, you may have never smoked in your life and plan to stay that way. And again, well done to you. But whatever your smoking status is, one thing is very well known, and that's just how unhealthy smoking is. With or without those filters that cigarettes have to protect smokers from first-hand smoke, but does nothing at all for second-hand smoke for anyone. Cigarettes have over 50 cancer-causing chemicals and over 400 toxic ingredients, and these are only part of the 4,000 or more total chemicals per death stick. Nicotine is probably the best known of all after tobacco. It's the main addictive element to these things, and evidence of the health risks has been collected since the 1930s, with confirmation of its cancer-causing properties confirmed in a report in 1964. In fact, this report linked smoking to other health concerns like bronchitis, emphysema and coronary heart disease, all rather serious conditions in of themselves. It was on June 12, 1957, Surgeon General Leroy E. Burney announced the official position of the US Public Health Service that smoking and lung cancer were related. This led to the call for an official report by the American Cancer Society, the American Heart Association, the National Tuberculosis Association, and the American Public Health Association, who sent a letter to President John F. Kennedy, who responded a year later after a report on the subject by the Royal College of Physicians of London. When the final report did drop, it made headlines all over the world, making people aware of the health risks and changing attitudes towards smoking for many. But it's still a product available for purchase to this day, and it's only in more recent years that smoking in the workplace and public buildings has been banned in certain countries. Around half of cigarette smokers die due to their illness contracted by their habit, and those who don't lose up to 14 years from their life expectancy in general. Birth defects are known to occur involving pregnant mothers who continue to smoke while expecting, and second-hand smoke has been proven to be dangerous to smokers and non-smokers alike. And yet people still smoke to this day, despite smoking bans in public places and various education programs in schools to inform kids of the dangers, even with warning signs on the cigarette packs themselves, and even keeping the product from view in shops in the UK. There are various programs and products available to help people to quit, and even various YouTube videos like the one you're watching right now. People still take up the habit despite knowing the risks, and continue to smoke them if they've got them. Which all seems rather weird when you think about it. But in the developed world at least, the rates of smoking in general is reportedly on the decline, regardless of how many people we may see lit up outside the pub on a Friday night. Sadly, in the developing world, the rates are very much on the increase. Now, to list every cancer-causing item and go into any real detail would make for a rather long video, probably too long. So without any further ado, here is a list of the 10 most dangerous chemicals in cigarettes and what they will do to you. Ammonia. This little bastard is the partner in crime of nicotine, increasing its addictive pull on the smoker even more so. It's also used as a toilet cleaner. Nitrogen oxide, one of the worst culprits when it comes to lung inflammation. This is a bit of a tricky customer as it plays more of a part when the smoker stops smoking. It actually means that the body stops producing nitrogen oxide, a chemical we actually need to stay healthy. This leaves the smoker feeling the after effects of this in the form of rather heavy breathing. Best not make any phone calls to anyone till you've caught your breath. Carbon monoxide. Usually if you hear about carbon monoxide poisoning, it's because of a faulty heating system that poisoned the occupants of a house, sometimes fatally. The gas is colourless and odourless and makes up to 5% of tobacco smoke. It likes to damage the body by sticking to red blood cells, meaning the oxygen you breathe in can't get to the rest of the body as easily as it should. Hello lung problems. Chromium. One of the items that actually has a good use when it's not burning away inside a cigarette. Chromium is used to make metal alloys, paints and dyes. But it's this chemical that allows carcinogens to stick to and damage the DNA of a smoker. Did I mention it causes cancer? Tar. Also used on roofs and road surfaces and known to stink badly when being mixed up. If you've ever been near a house getting a tar roof refitted or a new road being tarmacked, you know the smell and might have had to hold your breath. It's created in cigarettes as a chemical reaction to, well, all the chemicals burning the rolled up piece of paper that's on fire between a smoker's lips. The most obvious noticeable effect to the eye of the observer is that it causes a smoker to get yellow teeth. But it also causes cancer. And don't think that light and mild cigarettes will do you any favours. They all do exactly the same damage tar-wise. Formaldehyde. In more recent years, this is the same stuff known for being used in art exhibits with sheeps encased in blocks of the stuff by English artist Damien Hirst in '94. When properly processed, it's used to preserve dead bodies anyhow, so it's not much of a stretch to those of a morbid mindset to go a bit further. But it's also a disinfectant and causes irritation to the eyes and lungs for both smokers and anyone unlucky enough to be near a smoker indulging in their habit. Still, you're unlikely to end up being used in an art exhibit, unless there's a particular inventive artist on the loose. Cadmium. This is a toxic metal, best known for its use in batteries, and can do a serious damage to your kidneys, ruin the lining of the arteries, and it causes our old friend cancer to raise its unwelcome ugly mug. No wonder some smokers feel run down until they've had a smoke. Hydrogen cyanide. You've almost certainly have heard of Cyanide, that old classic of the spy genre, where a spy is caught and has no choice but to kill themselves to avoid a round on the villain's torture chamber. Often they take cyanide, sometimes in a pill, sometimes in a hollowed out tooth, and always confirmed by someone smelling almonds on their breath shortly after they've kicked the bucket. But in the amounts contained in cigarettes, it nearly burns away the cilice, a hair-like lining of the lungs responsible for keeping them clean of toxins. Cyanide destroys these, leaving the smoker open to lung-based problems. I wonder how much of this stuff Darth Vader breathed in on that volcano. Arsenic. You might have heard of this one as well because it's rather well known as a poison in its own right. Used to kill pests like rats, so it's obviously quite deadly. Why it got put in cigarettes is a mystery worth looking into in its own right. Yes, it causes cancer. It damages the heart and the blood vessels. It also damages DNA, making it harder for DNA to repair itself, and worse yet, acts in such a way to help the other chemicals damage your body even more. The result? A much shorter, unhealthier life. Think someone sees smokers as pests? Is that maybe why they put arsenic in the cigarettes? Pest control? Benzene. When inhaled into the human body, it causes leukemia, aka blood cancer, found in crude oil and used in petrol or gasoline, and even in pesticides. Who'd have thought that something that helps your car run can also make you so seriously ill? But that's not all it can do to you. It can cause anemia, prevent your blood from clotting correctly, and even damages your DNA, which is one more reason pregnant mothers are advised not to smoke. But by then they've already passed on the damaged genes, so this is just damage control really. The amount of times I've seen smokers gathered around prams, smoke blowing towards baby, shocking. I gotta say, bad parenting there. The good news is, of course, if you do quit smoking and stay quit, your body will recover, and your likelihood of developing cancers will drop to levels on par with non-smokers, and your life expectancy and quality of life will also improve to similar levels. But that's gotta be your choice to quit. Everything to gain by not doing a rather silly thing, and absolutely nothing to lose. See you next time.